Hello, folks. Welcome to Kimo's Own Grinds. Today we're going to do some baby back ribs in the oven, but I'm actually going to do the dry rub today because it's better if you put them on the ribs. You can use any kind of ribs, but today we're using baby back ribs. But if you come a little closer, I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to do about, because I have 2 slabs of baby back ribs, we're going to do about 8 cups of brown sugar. So, it needs a lot of, maybe not that much, but that's what my recipe calls because I usually do a lot. But you can save this after you make it. This is more like 3 cups. Yeah, 3 cups is enough for this particular recipe that I'm doing because I'm only doing 2 slabs. So that's all it is for the brown sugar. And then we're gonna put in some red chili pepper flakes, but my wife, she doesn't like too spicy. So is that good. Too much or is that okay?
That's okay. Let me see.
Huh?
Let me see what it looks like. Okay.
That good?
Yes.
Okay. My lovely wife says that's good, then that's what I believe. This is some ginger. Ginger powder is better because really whole ginger really wouldn't work with this. Obviously take the lid on here unless you want to be here for about a week. The recipe will go up on my page, but for right now we're just doing a smidgen of garlic, some paprika, a smidgen of that too. And my recipe basically is going to be for 3 or 4 slabs. This is some ground cumin. It basically is smoked jalapeno pepper. It's dry. And I'm going to use some Italian seasoning because it has pretty much everything in it. And again, everything probably will be about 2 to 3 teaspoons of our dry ingredients. I'm going to use some garlic powder, some onion powder. Again, this is for a dry rub of our ribs. You can use beef ribs too. This is chili powder. And if you need to add a little, and then we're also going to use some salt. I use, again, you know me, I use Hawaiian sea salt. Any kind of sea salt will be fine. I don't use table salt and I really don't use kosher. If it tastes like the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, then I know, yes, I'll probably get lots of emails in that comment, but that's okay. Send them to info@Kimo's Own Grinds. And some ground pepper. Just a smidgen. And if you need to add a little bit more brown sugar, you can always do that. And then you just mix it up really well. So that's what it's going to look like. And this is the rub that's going to be in. There's also a dry one, a wet one that we're going to have. So see, it's going to look like this. So this is what it's going to look like. If you do make a lot, you can put it, in those salt shakers that they have, the metal ones that you would see for popcorn. That's a perfect thing. It will stay good for about 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Just make sure it's in a dry place. And like I said, you can use this for other things. So this is a really good dry rub mix. This is my interpretation of a dry mix. There's 50 million out there. Whatever one you like is the one that you will use. Okay, come back and we'll show you some new things, all right? Aloha. Hey folks, this is what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm doing baby back ribs for this recipe, but you can use any kind of ribs. Beef, pork, lamb, it doesn't matter. There is a little skin on the back. Now, you don't have to do this, I just do it. You basically pull this off on the back because it makes the ribs a little bit more tender. You just cut it a little bit with your knife in the corner, stick your finger in it. Like I said, you don't have to do this, but I just do it to get this part off because actually it is tough on the meat when you do it. And this recipe, like I said, I'm using the oven because I don't have a smoker where I live right now, but it's great on a smoker. You can put it on the grill, it doesn't matter. But like I said, this is an oven recipe. So you just basically rip this off from the back of the rib. It just makes it a lot more tender and you don't get this when you're biting into the rib. And then you just peel it off. That's all you gotta do. If you don't like playing with your meat, then leave it on. Okay, folks, so now it's ready to put on the dry rub, the one that we had the mixture of. These are about 2 pounds each, like I said, and you vigorously put it on.
Generously.
Okay, generously as well. my director. She's a wonderful person. So you just pat it dry. This again, this is a dry rub. It's better if you let this, you know, stay overnight, or at least a couple hours. You don't have to do it overnight if you don't want to. If you're gonna, you know, you want to eat and your family wants to eat, and you just go, okay, well, I bought the ribs today and I'm gonna do it today. At least an hour, okay? Because you want it to incorporate into the meat. Yes, you're probably gonna waste some, but that's okay too. You know. So wherever you live, wherever your ribs that are on sale is the best deal that you can probably get. You know, there's 50 million different things. Butchers are great too as well. So you just do that. You pat it down. You flip it over. That's why you use a shaker. See, I'm just using my hands because I'm going to probably use it all. But if you're having a shaker, it's probably a lot easier. And then remember what we did with the skin on the back. You just put it on the back too. Because I don't know about you, but my ribs on the back are not flavored already. So. Just like that. And then you want to, you know, put it in the crevices. Okay. Press it down a little bit. Because like I said, you want it to be seasoned really well. And then what you're going to do, you're going to put it in tin foil. So it's going to go in an ice box. And you know the stuff that all fell off, because when you flipped it over, you put it back in on the ribs, okay? And please make sure your hands are washed every time you play with your food. Because if you don't, you know, I always say about cross-contamination and all that good stuff. You don't want any of that. You don't want to make your family sick, nor your friends, or they won't be your friends no more. Okay, so that's what they'll look like. I'm going to put it in tin foil. Obviously, this is what it's on now. You're going to fold it up. So go like this. Go like this. Now I use a cookie sheet. Just to put it in the ice box. So like I said, I'm gonna do this overnight. If you don't want to do it overnight, at least do it for an hour, okay? But overnight is best. That way all the ingredients of the brown sugar and the dry rub that I made gets incorporated. And we'll come back later and we'll show you the rest. Aloha. Hey folks, now we're gonna make our braising liquid. And actually we're just gonna put it in the microwave after we do it. Any kind of white wine, as long as it's drinkable, that is, you can use. I don't care what it is. And what you're going to do is go like this. And it's about 1 cup, give or take. So you're going to do that. And there we go. Okay. A couple tablespoons of white vinegar. You can use a tablespoon, it's like this, or you can use, you know, if you are a professional, you can use your eyeballs. Okay, use that. Worcestershire, or Worcestershire, sorry, however you want to say it. Sauce. 2 tablespoons as well. Some honey. If you have your own hive, even better. But if you don't, whatever you buy in the store or your nearest farmer's market is fine. And some garlic. Okay. This is how you, and in about a minute, just basically, you're gonna stir up all the ingredients, and then, you know, 1 minute. So I'll come back. We preheated the oven for 250 degrees because this is gonna go about 2.5 hours. And like I said, Okay, folks, so basically what you're gonna do, you're gonna do a half a cup in each foil. So you just, because you want to have a braising liquid, basically just lift up one end of your meat that you dry rub for the rest of the day. I mean, it doesn't have to be precise when you do this. So, unless you're a professional, then you do that. Because the garlic is actually going to fall to the bottom. So what you need to do is lift it up a little bit because you want the garlic taste. Okay, so like that. Close them back up. Close them back up. This is why you tin foil this, just because you want it to mess. Put it in the oven, 250, 2.5 hours. You're gonna do that. So I do my timer, so 2:30. Man, that's not right. So yeah, 2.5 hours would be great. I'll have to use a calculator to figure this out on my own, but do what you need to do. Aloha. Okay, folks, it's been about 2.5 hours at 250. We're gonna pull out the ribs and see how they look. They look marvelous, of course. Oh yeah, lots of juice. Can't go wrong with lots of juice. This is done after 2 hours. Like I said, I'm using baby back ribs, but you can use any kind of ribs on this that you wish. Beef as well. If you're gonna do lamb ribs, but that's what they look like with all the, the sugar that we had and everything. So, not to make a mess, hopefully, God willing, I'm gonna use the braising liquid, and that's how we're gonna make our barbecue sauce. So, this is what you would do. And if you're gonna use this on the grill, obviously you won't be able to do it this way. Just use a dry rub, smoking it when I say grill, because this would be great as a smoking, and then you kind of just do it in the pan when you do your stuff. So, please be careful. This is hot. My cameraman would like to come over here and see me dump stuff in. That'd be awesome. Okay, so this is basically what we're going to do. We're going to put the sauce in here. All the guts. No, there's no guts. So, just enough to see if I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do this. But this is why I'm not a professional. So there we go, that way. Okay. And we're gonna do this one as well. I didn't have heavy duty foil. I'm just using the foil that I had. Again, my hand's not asbestos. It's a little warm, please be careful. And then you just wanna dip the sauce in there. You get about 2 cups, I would say, of sauce, because you're gonna reduce it till it becomes a thick barbecue sauce. If you have a homemade barbecue sauce recipe, if you just want to smoke this and then put it on, you can. If you don't want a sauce, you can do that too, because it'll be delicious that way. So we're gonna do this, and we'll come back and show you things in a minute. But that's basically our sauce for right now. Okay, folks, I cut up my ribs into little bite size. I put it in a bowl. This is a reduced barbecue sauce. I'm just gonna drizzle over it. Again, you don't have to do this part if you don't wish. You can just eat them from the dry rub, or if you have a special barbecue sauce that you know how to make and you like that one, that is what you will make. And then what you do after that is you just stir up the ribs, and that way you get a little bit of sauce on them, because you didn't have lots of sauce anyway. And this is dinner. So we're making rice, but you can do any kind of side you want. Potato salad, macaroni and cheese, anything that you like. So we're having rice and quinoa for ours, and that is our meal for today. So hopefully you'll check it out, look for the recipe, and this is Kimo from Kimo's Oh No Grinds. Aloha. Aloha, folks. Like this video and subscribe to my channel for notifications. Aloha.